And welcome to the David Tomsic Show, fighting tyranny one day at a time. It's Thursday, April 24th, 2025. Once again, I'm grateful that you're here. Today, we're going to be talking a little more about the trade war. This is important. This is a big issue, and I've been asked, why don't you find another topic? Because this trade war is wreaking havoc on Americans. It's wreaking havoc on our allies, or former allies, and it's wreaking havoc around the world. It's important. And the reason I want to kind of stay on this topic is I want to give you, my viewer, those that understand me, those that follow me because they agree, those of you that have not had a gallon of Kool-Aid and understand that we're in trouble and that the guy that has been elected to our highest office is a problem. He's dangerous. And I yesterday talked a little bit about that. I had another expert opinion that I put on the air for those of you that need ammunition to kind of counter those people that are pro-Trumpers that you know. We all know them, right? Friends, family members, excuse me, people from your church, and of course, a lot of things you hear on some of the cable channels, especially if you happen to pass through Fox News. By the way, yesterday I was at the gym and I was watching Fox News because it's a right-wing gym. Right. And they had Fox News on. And there was a woman, one of the blondes they have on, you know, they have the hair and legs group there. And I thought she was orange. I said, is she related to Donald? Because she looked orange. It was bleached blonde hair because you can see the dark hair underneath her hair. Don't get me wrong, attractive, of course. But she looked orange. I go, is she related? And I couldn't get around it. I couldn't listen to what she was saying, nor do I. But she was kind of orange. So Fox News, the fascist news network, making fascism great again, is on in a lot of gyms. I don't know why. But I'm here to help you. I'm here to give you more ammunition today. So I found another guy, and he's going to help. So please stay tuned throughout this whole video. Watch it all, and that helps. Please like, subscribe, and share. We need your help. We want to grow. I know people look and say, hey, you don't have 1 billion subscribers yet. Well, I don't know that I ever will. I hope to, but right now, I just want to provide my viewers, those people, no matter how many or how few, the information they need to fight back, to fight tyranny. To fight tyranny. It's bad. So I found a guy's name's Kishore Mahbani. He's a veteran diplomat for Singapore Foreign Affairs. He's retired. Former president of the UN Security Council. It's a big deal. He's considered one of the preeminent geostrategists of our time. Now, he wrote a book, Has China Won? The Chinese Challenge to American Primacy. I have been talking about this for a lot of years. Even when Joe Biden, that's going to get some people really excited because they hate Joe Biden. You know those people. Remember them? Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden. The same people that sing that Democrat song. It's the same group. Democrat, 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 Democrat. Right? You know the group I'm talking about. You know, I mean, wow. You know these people. It's actually sad. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today. It's so easy to go down there because there's so many of them. Anyway, this guy is an expert on geopolitical affairs and economic situations, and of course, basically a pretty well-versed guy on trade. Now, I'm going to go through a few things he said here. It will help you battle the Kool-Aid drinkers that you face every day, or put to rest some of your own doubts from hearing Kool-Aid drinkers on the news, or, you know, maybe in your local church or in a coffee shop, wherever you find them. And they are everywhere. He says that Donald Trump is dismantling an order that served American interests very well. The United States has been the most powerful nation for over 130 years. And so Kishore Mahbani says that the United States and its allies created the rules-based order. That's what it's called, friends, the rules-based order. in 1945, after World War II. We've talked about this on the David Tomsic Show, and when we were known as the Tomsic Analysis, which still exists, part of a bigger group of channels, we've talked about it, how the United States was the preeminent superpower after 1945. We were the last man standing, and our currency was the last currency standing. So he said that this rules-based order that everybody's complaining about now, that's causing so much havoc, and Trump's so upset that he can't take it. We got to destroy it. Well, this expert said that it has always served the American interest, always has served the American interest. So when Trump is now trying to dismantle it, he's actually undermining American interests. Does that make sense? So you know what? I have a nose. I don't like it, so I'm going to cut it off. Oh, wait, I can't replace it. What did I do? You know the saying, you cut off your nose to spite your face. This is classic Donald Trump, a 10-year-old boy. And how many people do you know that are spoiled Americans? How many? How many people do you know are spoiled crybaby Americans? Because that's what's happening. We write these long lists. I get them. You don't understand MAGA. This is what we stand for. Really? Huh. Doesn't look that way to people that haven't swallowed that Kool-Aid. It doesn't look that way to the other 95% of the world. You see, here's the problem, spoiled Americans. The United States is less than 5% of the population of the world. And we want to, you do what we want. We're special. Ugh, ugh. Well, we're not. We had advantages. Okay? So this rules-based order, Trump wants to walk away from, and he's doing a really good job at trying to do it. Now, this has been going on for 80 years, since 1945. Now, the rules-based order is a way for everybody to trade. It's a globalization of the world. That's a bad word to many people. When I got my master's degree, the first class I took was about globalization. And I had a discussion with my teacher who was from Brazil. And we talked about this on the side. And I was an older student, getting my MBA. And she said, you got to understand, David, that the world makes things. Everybody in countries makes things. And sometimes the United States can't make that, nor should they. They make things that's suited to their abilities, to the resources they have, to the supply chains they have. It's an intricate balance of things around the world, shipping and all the things that go into it. I myself, as I've said, am in supply chain or was in supply chain. And I understand this. In fact, I worked for Sony Electronics. We got our products from a lot of places around the world. Various products, electronics, and glass, you name it. So it's important to understand that those crybabies that think we're being ripped off, oh, so evil people are ripping us off. Again, they've been told by right-wing people, okay, by isolationists, by people like Donald Trump especially, who uses it as a tool and uses it as a carrot in front of those people that want to go back 40 years. They want to go back 40 years. And they want us to be like it was 40 years ago, 50 years ago. That's not going to happen. Nor do you want it to happen. Here's the funny thing, friends. You don't really want that to happen. Do you want to go back to sweatshops? Do you want to sit there for 12 hours a day doing this? Nobody's going to. It's not going to happen. You could build factories. They're going to build the factories. They won't come. It's not like Field of Dreams. Build it, and they will come. No. That's not what's going to happen. Build it. We can't even staff the Panera down the street here, and we're going to staff a 1,000-person factory? Where are you from? Henceforth, as my teacher with that supply chain class told me, globalization, countries with a lot of people can do things that are labor intensive because they have the population. Do what's best for you. In the United States, that's a lot of electronic design, that's AI, that's services, Let's not get too far down the road here, friends. Okay. So the U.S. has always had a big advantage. Many economists, most economists I know, say that the American people have had an advantage, an exorbitant privilege, because the U.S. dollar, and once again, I've said this a lot on my videos, the U.S. dollar is the preeminent currency of the world. It's the currency of choice. It's the world's reserve currency. Big deal. You don't understand how big of a deal it is. So when Donald Trump's crying about trade deficits and trade surpluses, he misses the point. He doesn't comprehend. He doesn't understand. Doesn't understand, friends. He doesn't understand. We have an advantage. We've always had the advantage. It was built to our advantage. And it may look sometimes like it's a disadvantage. We've done it on purpose because at the end, we always make out. We actually did have the art of the deal before he even thought of it. Before he was a teeny guy trying to be a tough guy somewhere, the United States was already working these deals out, Donald. Smarter people than you. Policymakers, experts on trade, experts on contracts. We're dealing with this decades and decades and 80 years. So where have you been? Where were you? Oh, we can go down that road, but we won't. We know where he was. So back in the day, Kissinger and Nixon, they decided to bring China in, make them a part of the World Trade Organization. The reason is they knew that China could grow and be a part of the rules-based order, to follow the rules everybody else is doing. Now, people will say, well, they're not following the rules. Well, neither is the United States. A lot of countries play around with it. The truth is that China is so massive and their manufacturing base is so big now, they can pretty much demand what they want and get it. But they wanted them to be part of the rules-based order. They wanted their manufacturing base to grow because the United States couldn't provide the types of things the Chinese can provide. And it benefited the U.S. The U.S. traded our dollars, which is really printed money, worthless money, fiat money. The U.S. printed dollars and received Chinese hard labor, those goods they made. And it's hard labor. Remember, the Chinese did well. So stop just jacking on the Chinese. They worked hard to get where they're at. They did. People worked hard. And right, it wasn't easy. It wasn't always good. But they provided us cheap goods. And really, some of it, junk, but not all of it. I've bought stuff from China many times. Still have it. Not a problem. So don't complain. It's all junk. It's all junk. You want to pay $5 for something there that works okay, or $60 for something there that works okay. Your choice. I want to pay the $5. If you want to pay the $60, I'll tell you what. Send me the $55. Just send it to me. The care of the David Thompson Show. I'll take that money. That's what you want, because I'll be more than happy to help you out. I'm here for you. I am. Okay. Here's the problem. Trump wants, and this gentleman talked about it, he said Trump wants to bring back manufacturing and the way things were 40, 50 years ago. We've talked about that here on the David Thompson Show. Please like, subscribe, and share. It's a good time to bring that up, I think. And so we talked about that really, manufacturing base 50 years ago doesn't exist today. There's a lot of things that don't exist that existed then. We had population. We had a lot of advantages back then. But as globalization came in, things became more expensive. We became more expensive. And there's things you just can't make here that you can keep at a low price. You can't do it. So the thing is, they want to create jobs. Trump wants to create all these jobs. And really, those jobs are for the bottom 50%. But bringing back low-wage, repetitive manufacturing won't work. And this guy has said this, that we can't really do that. It won't work here. And he explained why. Because you don't have the base, you don't have the supply systems and the situations that we need here set up. It takes so much money and so many years, and you're still short labor. We're always going to be short labor, even if you automate. So if you automate, what did you really do? This won't work. He's not going to solve any problems by making sweatshops here in the United States. So even though America was doing well, but 50% of the Americans in the lower half aren't doing so well. So Mahabani says that even though America is doing well, the bottom 50% of Americans have not seen an improvement in their standard of living in decades. We know this. We've talked about this for many years here. We've talked about this really since I've been on the air here. It's not because China's manufacturing goods. It's because the United States has become a plutocracy. This is what he said. This is true. We're not only an oligarchy now, we're a plutocracy. What's a plutocracy, David? I'm glad you're here because I'll be more than happy to tell you. A plutocracy happens when the benefits of economic growth go to the top 10%, 5%, 0.05%, 0.01% of the population. The bottom 50% sees very little benefits in their lives. Do you notice that? We talk about the haves and haves not here. I've done stuff on the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Watch that video. This is a reality in America. So instead of focusing on our strengths in America, Donald Trump wants to bring back manufacturing that left 40, 50 years ago. But we're paddling. People working 2 and 3 jobs. Not just under Joe Biden. They're working that same shift under Donald Trump, and they've done this for years. It's not because Joe Biden did anything wrong or the previous presidents did anything wrong. They missed the point, all of them, that you need to provide a better way to prevent wealth redistribution upward. Some of that is, guess what? Guess what some of that is? Taxing the rich. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to give them tax benefits. Let's trickle it down. They're going to trickle down economics. Well, if you believe that, go to your refrigerator, drink some more Kool-Aid because you're missing the boat. The crybabies in America miss all this. You see, they want. Respect me. I want more money. I don't want you to spend money on somebody else. That USAID we talk about, they don't deserve that. It's our money. Well, you want to be the world leader. You people want to have a godlike country here that hoards and looks around the world and tells everybody what to do and controls everything, but you don't want to reach out and help people. Well, USAID was created by John Kennedy. And the reason was he knew that soft power helped America look good and it helped people. Whether you like those people or not, people in Africa starving or without water, without medicines. Yes. Yeah. Is there some corruption? Of course, there's corruption in everything. And you can fix that by audits and investigations. As I always say, you don't burn down the whole house because you didn't like the color of the paint. Donald Trump, I don't like the color of the paint. Burn it down. Oh, bad color. Bad. That's a rabbit hole. I'm not going to go down any farther. So globalization is where we're at, friends. And those of you, as soon as I click here, those of you that kind of are tired of hearing tariffs and globalization, I'm sorry. What we want to do for you is provide you with this information. This gentleman I'm talking about here was an expert. He's been around a long time, 30 years writing books. He's an analyst. He's involved, and he was involved in countries around the world. He knows how it works. China's not going anywhere, and he made this statement. It's only going to grow. Right now, the Trump planning to scrap this World Trade Organization, this global order, the rules-based system that we created, that we were involved in, that made us rich as a country. As I was saying yesterday, before you kind of cry, before you wipe the tears from your eyes, remember that you're living a standard of living never, ever seen before in human history here in the United States. But we screwed it up because we allowed these people like oligarchs, the billionaires, which now control your country, by the way. Billionaires now control your country. Not that they haven't in the past, but now they're up front, right in front of you. And their billionaires are coming in and saying, you're fired because we don't like you. You're not doing your job. That guy has no idea what those people do. That Elon Musk is clueless. He's a genius, though. Listen, I don't care what you say. He's clueless. He should be gone. He should be prosecuted as far as I'm concerned. Period. But that's, again, a rabbit hole. And he doesn't have a clue. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Let's get rid of everything. Let's burn it all down. What are you going to have left? Donald Trump, with his king crown on, telling people what they can and can't do. And if he doesn't like you, you're going to an El Salvador prison. Send him to an El Salvador prison. They don't agree with me. That's where we're at. If you don't believe that, again, go drink some more Kool-Aid. Go cry in the closet. Because the America you want's not coming back. And those of us that are fighting tyranny here are going to fight it. In the 2026 elections, we're coming after those people that refuse to obey the law. We're going to vote them out. We're going to get them out of here. We're going to find a way to make freedom, once again, key here in the United States. Out of all this, all the politics of, might makes right that Donald Trump wants to portray, all those politics he's playing. So the irony of all this is that the U.S. is now perceived as the erratic rogue nation fighting against the rules-based order they created, which again looks like we're erratic. Meanwhile, China, which was everybody's bad boy, is now the well-behaved, rising star, balanced trade partner that everybody now will lean to, that will go to. They are rising. It's never going to change. They've been around 5,000 years. And the last 30 years have been said as one of the most successful 30-year stretches the Chinese had in their 5,000-year history. They have grown that much. Their middle class is bigger than our population. So before you start crying again, and before you start sending me comments, you don't know what you're talking about. One guy said, you only had 50 people watch your video. Listen, dude, if only 50 people watch my video, I thank God for you 50 people. Okay? I'm putting that to rest. I don't care. I'm getting my point across to all of you. We're living in a time of tyranny. We're living in a time when America is losing the status it held for 80 years. The leader of the free world, with all its problems. Listen, I'm not saying we didn't have problems, people. We did. A lot of bad decisions all the way back. And I'm not a fan of Ronald Reagan's, but Ronald Reagan had a presidency of hope. I didn't agree with all his policies. I didn't. But he had an upbeat, positive outlook for America. Now, Donald Trump has a positive outlook for the top 10%. The rest of us, not so much. And you want your millionaires and your billionaires to run the country, then you go ask Jeff Bezos for a loan. You go ask Elon Musk, if you can keep your government job, please, Elon. I work hard. I know people that have worked very hard in the government. I know people everywhere, and some of them had their hours cut because this guy thinks it should be illegal for you to have some overtime. You're not doing anything. And that person, one of those people, is helping basically veterans with post-traumatic stress syndrome. They don't care. Elon Musk doesn't care. You veterans, these people don't care about you. Join us. I'm asking everybody to join us in this revolution against tyranny. Join the resistance. That's what we're here to do. Please, yes, like, subscribe, and share. I would love to see this channel grow. Everybody would. Who wouldn't? But listen, I'm not going to shut down the truth I'm talking. I'm not going to bow down to everybody who complains, moans, and cries and has some crazy comment about MAGA and how the things are going to be great again and how this is what it's all about. Because right now, if they haven't noticed, those Trump supporters, the world is laughing at us. The world is disliking us more and more. People coming in, travel to this country has dried up so bad, there's places that could go bankrupt this year. Thank you, Donald. Thank you from me and the little guys to you, that you have done a great job destroying what's left of the middle class. Thank you. And the rest of you that support him, you go and see if he'll help you. That guy would turn on you in a heartbeat, and he will. It's all the time I have. God bless you. Keep in mind, we'd like you to like, subscribe, and share this video. I always mention this. Hopefully it doesn't get too boring. We're making another video for Nights Around the Fire. That's not in production yet. Please go to that website on YouTube if you haven't seen our video. It's with me and Ashley Hamilton, one of my co-hosts. That video is about missing 411, people that have disappeared in national parks. It's very interesting. I have a link in the description. Take a look, click on that. Like, subscribe, and share to that video. Meanwhile, we're working on another one. I have another co-host as well. We're going to grow that channel. We're going to hopefully it'll be entertaining to you. Unlike sometimes political talk and economic talk and geopolitical talk can be pretty boring. We're here for you. We support America. We support freedom. God bless you. See you next time right here. That's right, on the David Tomsic Show.